Hello, this video is on the volume of a prism, as shown here in the syllabus. The formulas for the area of plane shapes are given on page 2 of your formula booklet, as are the formulas for the volume of three-dimensional solids. A prism is a solid whose shape remains constant or identical along its length. We say a prism has a uniform cross-section. The cross-section of a cube is a square. The cross-section of a cuboid is a rectangle. The cross-section of a triangular prism is a triangle. And the cross-section of a cylinder is a circle. The volume of a solid is the amount of space it occupies. You should already be familiar with the formulae for the volume of cuboids, prisms, and cylinders. For any solid of uniform cross-section, the volume is equal to the area of the cross-section multiplied by the length. Note that the length can be replaced by height if the prism is vertical. The volume of a cube is equal to the length of the side cubed. The volume of a cuboid is equal to the length multiplied by the width multiplied by the height. The volume of a triangular prism is equal to the area of the cross-section multiplied by the length, and as the cross-section is triangular, that's equal to base times height divided by 2 multiplied by the length. The volume of a cylinder is equal to the area of the cross-section multiplied by the length, and as the cross-section is a circle, that's equal to pi r squared multiplied by the length, or pi r squared multiplied by h if the prism is vertical. H is the height. In this question, we're asked to find the volume of the triangular prism shown. If we start by finding the height of the triangle, as shown on the diagram. Let in h be the height of the triangle. As the triangle is isosceles, it can be divided into two identical right-angled triangles with base lengths of 6 centimeters. In the shaded right-angled triangle, we can use Pythagoras' theorem to find h. Identifying 10 centimeters as the hypotenuse, the longest side opposite the right angle, substituting in the values, subtracting, simplifying and square rooting, gives h is equal to 8 centimeters. Alternatively, we can solve the equation on the calculator. From the main menu, selecting Equation, pressing F3 for Solver, and typing in the equation, so that's 6, pressing the squared button, and plus, pressing the X variable button to represent h, and the squared button, and then Shift to access equals, and 10, again pressing the squared button. Pressing Execute to enter the equation, and just to note that the number next to x is not the solution to the equation, as we haven't pressed Solve yet. Pressing F6 to solve the equation again gives h equals 8 centimeters. To find the volume of the prism, we next need to find the area of the cross-section, which is a triangle. Writing down the formula for the area of the triangle, and substituting in 12 for the base and 8 for the height, gives a value of 48 centimeters squared. Then stating that the volume of the prism is equal to the area of the cross-section multiplied by the length, substituting in 48 for the area and 30 for the length, giving a value of 1,440. So the volume of the triangular prism is 1,440 centimeters cubed. In this question, to find the volume of the cylinder shown, we start by finding the area of the cross-section. The cross-section is a circle with a diameter of 36 millimeters. So the radius will be half that value, which is 18 millimeters. Stating the formula for the area of a circle, replacing r with 18, gives an area of 324 pi millimeters squared. Stating that the volume of a cylinder is equal to the area of the cross-section multiplied by the length, substituting in 324 pi for the area and 45 for the length, or the height of the cylinder, gives the value shown. So the volume of the cylinder is 45,800 millimeters cubed, correct to 3 significant figures. In this question, we're asked to find the radius of the cylinder shown, given that it has a volume of 54.03 centimeters cubed. If we start by stating the formula for the volume of a cylinder and substitute in the values of V and H that are given, we can either solve this equation algebraically, given the value shown, or we can solve the equation on the calculator. To do this, I press F1 for a repeat calculation and scroll up and simply type in the original equation. So that's 54.03 and shift to access equals, and shift again to access pi, and multiply by, then pressing the x variable to represent r, the squared button, and then multiplied by 3.9. Pressing execute to enter the equation, and F6 to solve the equation. Again, given the value shown. So the radius of the cylinder is 2.10 centimeters, correct to 3 significant figures.